welcome to Bowling Green, Ohio, and another edition of the MAC on ESPN. The home of the Falcons, primed and ready for the 2023 home opener as the Bowling Green State Falcons welcome in the Eastern Illinois Panthers. Hi again, friends. David Wilson along with Bob Gennarelli and all of our ESPN crew. Welcome back to our coverage of MAC football. And a big game today as Bowling Green looks to get into the win column for the first time. And both of these teams, Bob, found out how turnovers can impact the game in their respective season openers last week.
They absolutely did, Dave. For Eastern Illinois, the beneficiary of 6 turnovers and 2 pick sixes and a 27-0 shutout win, their first since 2016. For Bowling Green, 5 turnovers, all interceptions, and a 34-24 loss at Liberty.
I know we've got a lot of storylines to talk about during the game today. We'll get to them during our broadcast, Bob, but I know you are particularly intrigued with the Bowling Green quarterback situation.
Absolutely.
Welcome inside Williams Arena on the campus of the University of Minnesota, where the Gophers tonight host the Western Carolina Catamounts. It's all part of Jimmy V Week for Cancer Research on ESPN as we continue our commitment to the V Foundation and Jim Valvano's dream to defeat cancer. Hi again, everybody. David Wilson along with Dr. Homer Drew. Welcome back to ESPN's coverage of college basketball at Williams Arena tonight. It's the Catamounts and the Gophers. Well, Homer, the Minnesota Golden Gophers, very tough to beat here at home, especially in non-conference action. What's your read on what these coaches want to accomplish tonight?
Western Carolina wants to keep them off the boards and not give them easy baskets, and then they're really concerned about defending the three, so they've been working on the defensive end. Minnesota, they want to come out to aggressive defense. Third in the nation in steals. They want to keep it aggressive.
Coming up next from chilly Buffalo, New York, it's the final day of the Mid-American Conference regular season with postseason implications still on the line. It's the Bulls against the Falcons on this special holiday weekend presentation of the MAC on ESPN. Hi again, friends. David Wilson along with my partner Matt Chatham and all of our ESPN crew here at Buffalo. Welcome back to our continuing coverage of college football. So you have the Bulls coming in at 6-5, trying to bolster their postseason resume. And on the other side, Matt, you have the Bowling Green State Falcons 3-8. They would like nothing better than to get a 4th win in Scott Loeffler's first season. So safe to say both teams have agendas today.
They do. Buffalo has gotten the security, but they'd like to slam the door home. Why not get that extra win and ensure yourself an invitation? And for Bowling Green, it's just pride. You want to go into the offseason with that great feeling.
Well, here are a couple of players that we think will play big factors in the game. We'll start with the home team, the Buffalo Bulls. No secret, Matt, they love to run the football, and the guy who makes that engine go, Jarrett Patterson. You're watching the Mid-American Conference on ESPN, and we welcome you live to the campus of Kent State University, where tonight in a men's basketball encounter, the Golden Flashes welcome in the Ball State Cardinals. Hi again, fans. David Wilson along with my partner Ben McMillan and all of our ESPN crew. We are gearing up for Kent State and Ball State here at the MAC Center. Last time these teams met, early January, Kent State escaped Worthen Arena with a thrilling 1-point victory. And Ben, as we head down the home stretch of this MAC regular season, the big headline tonight, Kent State is red hot.
Kent State, one of the hottest teams in the country. 8 straight wins, including an exclamation point, 20-plus point win over the Ohio Bobcats. But the Ball State Cardinals love how they match up against these Golden Flashes. They only lost by 1 point at home, so they're going to bring the heat tonight to try to halt that momentum that the Golden Flashes have been building.
All right, let's move on to impact players. We will stick in the backcourt and talk about some guards, Ben, who really make their teams go. We'll start with the visitors from Ball State. He's a junior out of Cleveland, Myron Thomas.
As this season has gone on, Myron Thomas has picked up a bigger and bigger role for the Cardinals. We saw in the last time out matching up with the Golden Flashes, he had a full stat line of 9 points, 4 assists, and 5 rebounds to cap it off. And he was a huge role in the Cardinals' big win over the Bowling Green Falcons with 18 points, 2 assists, and even 2 blocks to go along with it. So I look to Myron Thomas to make an impact tonight.
Switching over to Kent State, he was just named the co-MAC Player of the Week, Sincere Carey.
I can't think of a more deserving player for the MAC Player of the Week than Sincere Carey. As this conference schedule's been going on, he has been making his presence known on both sides of the court each and every game. We saw last time out against the Cardinals, he had 26 points, 6 assists, and 7 rebounds in a full 40 minutes played. So the Golden Flashes will for sure be looking to Sincere Carey tonight to be carrying them to a win.
Just before tip-off, let's peek at those MAC standings. 4 games to go for most teams. Kent State sitting in third, Ball State holding down the number 6 seed. Fall has arrived in Northeast Ohio. It is rainy and cool as the Delaware State Hornets come to Kent State to take on the Golden Flashes. Hi again, everybody. David Wilson along with former Michigan safety Marcus Ray. Welcome to ESPN's coverage of college football. The Golden Flashes playing their home opener today against the Hornets of Delaware State University. Marcus, Delaware State coming off a very tough loss against their fellow FCS opponent, Liberty University. It will not get any easier today for the Hornets as they move up a level.
Yeah, they definitely move up a level, but they need to establish the run game, something they didn't do a week ago. But defensively, they need to fit the run a lot better and play smarter football and read their keys.
Well, for Kent State, Marcus, in their Week 1 trip to Illinois, it was anything but routine. A weather delay forced postponement of their game on Friday. They played it on Saturday afternoon and lost 52-3. So Paul Haynes and company, they're looking to get back home and find some positive energy.
One way they can get that positive energy going is to get their offense in a rhythm and run the ball in between the tackles. But defensively, they need to communicate because they gave up a lot of big plays versus Illinois.
Well, Marcus, let's take a look at some stars to watch in the game today. We'll stick with Kent State. They feature one of the premier defensive players in the Mid-American Conference in safety, Nate Holley.
Nate Holley is a tackling machine. He's the leader of this defense. He's a heads-up football player. He gets guys lined up all over the field. He plays well in space, and I expect a big game out of Nate Holley today.
Well, a guy that Holley will have to keep an eye on for Delaware State, Marcus, a very talented receiver in his own right, Malik Golson.
Malik Golson is an explosive football player. He's fast. He runs good routes. He had 7 receptions a week ago. He can do it from all over the field. He should have a big day as well.
So it's Kent State and Delaware State from Kent, Ohio. Stay tuned. Marcus and I coming back with the opening kickoff after this timeout. You're watching college football on ESPN.